All right, let's just jump right into it. Ever feel like your brain has an on switch but no off switch? Like it's just constantly running? Well, today we're going to break down 10 really subtle signs that your way of thinking, well, it's just fundamentally different from most people out there.
You know this feeling, right? You're there. You're in a room full of people. Everyone's laughing, but you're kinda not. You're analyzing everything. The tone of voice, the body language, the little tensions that nobody else seems to even notice. People probably tell you you're just overthinking it. But what if there's way more to it than that?
Exactly. The world might slap a label on you, anxious, too sensitive, whatever. But here's a thought. What if you're not broken? What if your mind is just tuned to a completely different frequency, one that's built to go deep, while most other minds are just happy to skim the surface on autopilot?
So here's our game plan. We're going to explore what that different frequency actually looks like. We'll start with the basics, then dive into how you see the world, take a look at your mind's inner workings, see how it all plays out in your social life, and, this is the best part, how to see it as your greatest advantage.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the foundation. This isn't about you trying to be difficult or anything. It's about this deep, fundamental need to understand things, not just to blindly accept them.
So here's sign number one. For most people, information comes in and they just accept it. But your mind, it instinctively hits the pause button. You can't just accept the what, you have to know the why. You need to see the gears turning behind the scenes. And that's not rebellion, it's just how you're wired.
And get this, there's actually a name for it: cognitive independence. It's a pretty clear sign that your brain is built for real, genuine understanding, not just for going along with the crowd.
Now, this cognitive independence, it builds into something even cooler. This ability to see connections and patterns that are basically invisible to most other people. So, sign number two. Where someone else sees a totally random event, you see an entire system at play. You just can't help it. You connect the dots in conversations and people's behavior everywhere. You're the one who immediately notices when someone's words and their actions just don't line up.
Psychologists have a term for this, too. It's called integrative thinking. It's this incredible ability to hold a bunch of different, even conflicting ideas in your head at the same time to get the full picture. The only downside? Your brain is crunching a massive amount of data 24/7, which is probably why you feel so drained by the end of the day.
And that leads us perfectly into our third sign. Small talk is just exhausting. It's not that you don't like people, it's just that your brain is wired for depth. Think of it like this. Shallow conversations give you a terrible cognitive return on investment. They burn up all your mental fuel for almost zero reward.
Okay, so we've covered how you see the world. Now let's pop the hood and take a look at the unique internal operating system that's running the show.
Think about when something stressful happens. Most people just react instantly. But you have this little gap, this buffer. A stimulus comes in, but before you respond, your brain automatically sends the emotion through an analysis filter. It's asking, okay, what's really going on here? What's the right response? People might mistake this for being cold, but it's really just you being thoughtful. Oh, this is a big one. Sign number 5 is how you handle beliefs. For a lot of people, their opinions are like a fortress they have to defend at all costs. Being wrong feels like a personal failure. But for you, it's different. You're chasing what's true, not what makes your ego feel good. Your beliefs are like working theories, always ready to be updated with better information. It's an incredible superpower for learning. And then there's your constant companion, right? The inner monologue. Sign number 6. It just never, ever stops. And this isn't just random daydreaming. It's like you have a full-time quality control manager in your head, constantly auditing your own thoughts, replaying conversations, and catching your own biases as they happen. This whole process is called metacognition. It's a fancy word, but it literally just means thinking about your own thinking, and it's a crucial difference. While most minds just experience reality, yours is constantly studying it, which explains both that amazing self-awareness and that feeling of carrying a pretty heavy cognitive load. So how does all this inner machinery actually work when you have to, deal with other people? This is where these differences can really show up, and sometimes where things get a little tricky.
Let's look at sign number 7. When you get into something new, you don't just dip your toe in, you dive head first. You master the basics like lightning. But as soon as you've figured out the system and it's not a challenge anymore, your interest can just vanish. That's because your brain isn't looking for a task to complete. It's hunting for complexity. Routine is your kryptonite. A good puzzle is your rocket fuel.
Your brain is also this incredible fact-checking machine, which brings us to sign number 8. You've got a built-in contradiction radar. The second someone says something that doesn't add up, a little alarm goes off in your head. You just can't ignore it. It makes you almost immune to manipulation, but man, it can make a simple, casual debate feel like you're diffusing a bomb.
You know how most people get really uncomfortable when things aren't resolved? They need a neat, tidy answer right now. Well, sign number 9 is that you're different. You are perfectly fine sitting with unanswered questions. You understand that the really interesting stuff in life is almost never black and white. You'd rather have a difficult question than a simple, wrong answer. Okay, so we've gone through the mechanics and the social side effects. Let's get to the most important part, flipping the script and seeing all of this not as a problem, but as your most powerful asset.
And let's be real about the toughest part of all this, our final sign. You can fit in, you can be social, you can be successful, but underneath it all, there's often this quiet, nagging feeling that you're just a little bit different, that you don't quite belong. And it's because you see the world in extra dimensions, and it can feel like you're speaking a slightly different language than everyone else. But you have to hear this. That feeling isn't a bug, it's a feature. You are not alone in feeling this way. In fact, that sense of distance, it's the ultimate trademark of a highly analytical mind.
So listen, if any of this resonated with you, it is time to stop apologizing for how you think. Your mind isn't broken. It doesn't need to be fixed. What you have is a high-performance engine. The whole game is just learning how to drive it, so you can use its power without burning out.
Because once you stop fighting against your own nature and start working with it, my goodness, the possibilities are limitless. So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. Your mind is an engine. What are you going to build with it?